What's good, everybody? What a day. Yeah, I really cannot wait to talk about this album. I'm good, y'all. How y'all doing? Very funny. Yeah, I heard about that for MF Doom. That's what's up. Yeah, I heard about the cause of death too. Crazy. Oh my god, I hate the eyelashes in my eye. Jesus. How did you guys like the beef episode last night? Oh yeah, but Sam, Warzone, that's coming. That's coming. I want to actually talk about Helter Skelter's Nocturnal before I go to the next wave of boot camp albums. Oh wow, appreciate it, Q. Yeah, the Supremes episode that's probably going to come next month. That one took a lot of research. It's taken like a lot of research because you'll just have to wait and see. What's up, Cruz? Jackson 5, Jackson discography breakdown. I wouldn't mind doing that, but at the same time, like at this moment, I'm gonna hold off on that one at this moment because I've already talked about like Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson a lot on this channel. I'm really trying to talk about like a lot of artists which I rarely talk about on this channel, especially when it comes to the discography breakdowns and stuff like that too, because the next discography breakdown after Cool G Rap, I'm just gonna reveal it to y'all right now. It's gonna be Snoop Dogg, believe it or not, and that's not the original discography breakdown because the original discography breakdown, I have to hold that on the wraps until BJ is ready for that one. But we're gonna have to probably do Snoop Dogg after Cool G Rap and shit. So, and for the Snoop Dogg, I really cannot wait to talk about that one because his discography is always, people always say doggy style this, doggy style that. So it'll give me a chance to actually listen to. It'll give me a chance to actually listen to. I'm sorry, I got distracted. It'll give me a chance to listen to like a lot of his albums that kind of get swept under the rug and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But yeah, the Jacksons, Jackson 5, whatever you want to call it, that's something I would definitely consider. Samson. Oh, you love the Dogfather, Sam? Oh wow. See, to me, the Dogfather, I've tried so hard to appreciate that album. I really did. But the thing with it, I just felt like a lot of the DJ Pooh beats was what really kind of effed it up for me. Because when it, and then even Snoop kind of sounded like a little bored with some of those songs too. So, and I've actually thought about re-reviewing The Dogfather, but at the same time, my opinion really didn't really change that much since the first time I reviewed it. Yeah, Pac was supposed to be, because the story with that was the fact that Dre had like a lot of beats for the Dogfather, but when he left Death Row like around the summer of '96, all those beats he kind of took with him and shit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there was like a Pac was in the out. Hold up, let me see something. Yeah, he was on the outro. Yeah, he was on the outro, and he was supposed to have been on a song called "Just Watching." Wow, you said Dogfather is your favorite Snoop. See, I've heard people say that some people actually like that more than Doggy Style, which I don't know, man. It's like I don't know. It's just if it comes like with songs like Freestyle Conversation, Blueberry, 6 minutes. Those I like, but then the singles like Up Jump the Boogie, the Dogfather single. I wish Midnight Love was on Dogfather too.
Yo,
Good,
what's good?
not much. Just talking about Snoop Dogg, the Dogfather album and shit.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah, because I was telling them that Snoop's gonna be the next breakdown we do after G Rap and shit.
Right.
And Sam said that's his favorite Snoop album, so I was surprised.
The dog father, that shit?
Yeah,
Oh Lord. Sam, what's wrong with you?
he's the first person I've heard that actually liked that better than Doggy Style.
No, not good.
Shit. But I would say this: I will listen to the Dogfather over the Game. Is so that album. Yeah, I listen to Dogfather over that one.
The dog father. Yikes.
Hell, even No Limit Top Dog was dope too. No one talks about No Limit Top Dog.
Those to me, like I said, those to me are like his best albums on No Limit. Like those three, I really enjoyed all of those three after Doggy Style. That to me is still his best work. I mean, he has other good albums. Blue Carpet Treatment to me was solid. Rhythm and Gangster,
I love
um,
Rhythm and Gangsta.
those are great.
Yeah, like the thing with Snoop, which I was talking about in the discography breakdown, like he has like a lot of those middle on the road albums,
Right.
like Pay the Cost,
Yes.
Rhythm and Gangster, like albums that kind of get swept under the rug. But if you actually listen to that shit,
Yep.
it has some dope shit. Like niggas always, it's like I give Snoop the Nas Illmatic treatment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, I agree because I feel like people look at him as he's a one album wonder, and that's just not the case.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I was a big Snoop Dogg fan when he from Deep Cover, and I just don't feel like he's putting out quality music anymore.
That's the thing too. Yeah, we're gonna have to listen to the reggae album, the gospel album.
Too much. I mean, as an artist, experimenting is good, but I feel like he just was trying everything. You doing like funk albums and country albums and shit. I didn't think he should have did all that.
Yeah, because Snoop was just. I feel like with Snoop, like with the whole like gangster rap too, saying gangster rap, because he tried to like distance himself more from that lane and shit like that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I mean, if that's a part of your upbringing, that's a part of your lifestyle and out and growing up on the West Coast, that's just who he is. You know what I'm saying? And he already proved that he can make hits without being, gangster. But you know, having Dr. Dre by your side would have helped a lot for a lot of his albums. You know,
Mm.
and I wouldn't mind hearing another Dre. I would love to hear another Snoop album done by Dre. If Dre still got it, and I know he has thousands of beats stored up, I would love to hear another album produced by Dre. Cause he brought out the best. Dre brought the best out of Snoop.
I agree.
You know, when we talk about like artists and the producers behind them, like when you think of J. Rule first two albums are classic because of Premier. You know what I'm saying? When we think Doggy Style, it's because of Dre. You know, there's so many others that I can't think of right now, but the producers behind the artists, like they made the best stuff. You know, Khalees and Pharrell. Pharrell always brought out the best out of Khalees. You know what I mean?
Right. I might start in about 5 minutes and shit.
Okay.
And fucking watching the Green Shirley all day and shit.
Favorite unreleased Snoop Dogg track? I don't know. He got a lot of them. He got a lot. I want to say like anything off of that Dead Man Walking project. Like that had like a lot of unreleased Snoop Dogg tracks on it.
That even that unreleased shit had some hit tracks with Snoop.
Yeah.
So a lot of that shit was from like the Dog Fathers and stuff.
Right.
Pimp Slap was a great disc. Classic disc track. Fucking calling Suge Knight a bitch and shit. Yo, Sam, what do you think of the Dog Pound's Dog Food album? I'm curious right now.
Yeah, I heard about the MF Doom Street or whatever. You all packed up, Sam? Sam, what time you leaving for Iceland? Yes, Havoc. I didn't even know. I didn't even realize that. I totally forgot all about Havoc on the last track.
Yeah, I forgot about that shit too.
Havoc and Smif-N-Wessun, crazy joint. 5 p.m. Oh wow. How many hours is it to Iceland?
Fuck 'em down, fuck 'em down, fuck 'em down.
5 p.m. That's what's up. 7 hours. Shit. I hope you took like things to entertain you on the trip.
Why them plane rides be a bitch sometimes.
7 hours. I haven't. I've been to many different areas, but never a never a flight that lasted 7 hours. You paid $1 for the Dead Man Walking album? Wow.
You saw what?
No, I said Cruz said he paid $1 for the Dead Man Walking album.
Oh yeah, that album was cheap.
That's dope. Yeah. Oh, it's cheap now.
Yeah,
I had it on bootleg. I never bought the official joint.
the one I want is the Snoop Death Row Sessions album from '08 for '09. That's the one I want.
Yeah. Oh, you read the DMX book? No. Yeah, it's dog food, definitely.
The only good album. I remember this song movie one.
Let's go.
What's up, you too? How's everyone doing this lovely today's Thursday, yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
It's your boy Reg in the building. I'm homeboy Trial with me.
What up?
Album we want to talk about today is Black Moon, Enter the Stage. This came out in 1993 on Nervous Records. Um, Singles albums came out with are Who Got the Props, How Many MCs, I Got You Open remix, and the Buck 'em Down remix. Buckshot and the Beat Miners produced this whole album. And the guest appearances are Smif-N-Wessun, Havoc, and Juha. Alright, so Black Moon, man. Did we ever talk about how we got into Black Moon or boot camp or
I don't think we did. This is like the first time.
yeah, cause we talked about Smif-N-Wessun, we talked about
And
OPC,
Sean
yeah.
Price, right?
Yeah. But yeah, how did you get into Black Moon?
Um, 90, 92, 93 when Who Got the Props came out and just seeing that video on reading Music Box and MTV all the time, and I was entering a freshman in high school, and like I remember like going to high school and seeing a lot of the kids at that time with like the cassette single for they had the sampler actually had this album sampler, and it was, I always say 93 was like that, of like one of those best years for like boom bap hip hop. A lot of great boom bap albums came out at during that time. The youngsters, the aftermath, and here come the Lords. Onyx back the fuck up, and this album was one of them, and um, you know, they were like a staple of boom bap. You know what I'm saying? When I think boom bap, I think of DITC. I think of Gangstar. I think of Black Moon and Duck Down, and they just was all about the music. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was about. And I had switched high schools like late '93 going into '94, and they actually came. Yeah, Sam. They actually came to my high school, Prospect Heights, in Brooklyn. And the actual, if anybody has seen the Buck 'Em Down video, the beginning part of the video they actually shot on my block, on my high school, where my high school was at. And I was actually out there. Like I remember leaving class early. It was like 2:30 in the afternoon, and I remember seeing the video truck set up, and they were out to lunch and everything. The equipment was set up in the street, and let's like going to the train station. I actually saw Buck like coming down, and I was like going up the stairs, and I said hello to him for like a brief minute. He was like waving by, it was real quick, and then like they came out to my school for like a meet and greet, giving out CDs and stickers and T-shirts and stuff. Back when radio stations was actually like meeting and greeting with the fans. Hot 97 was out there, the Hot 97 truck, and years later I end up like promoting. I was on the street team for Duck Down. We was promoting the Chosen Few album from the Boot Camp Click, and the Duck Down visuals DVD. This one right here was actually promoted for this joint. And yeah, like they were always cool. I remember they sent me like 50 posters to like hand out to like people in the street. Like so I went hitting up like barber shops and hair salons and supermarkets and just giving out the posters to them for the new Boot Camp Click album at that time. And, they were always a great label, an underground label, and they I felt like they made the best hip hop at that time, and coming out with like Smif-N-Wessun, one of the most underrated hip hop duos in my opinion ever, and Helter Skelter, rest in peace to Sean Price, great group, OGC, and the representatives, and they were always like a great collective in hip hop, and they stood for that real hip hop shit, and just hearing the album, and you got the legendary Beat Miners on the production, and Buckshot to me is one of the illest lyricists, and you know I always was a fan of these, like from Who Got the Props, How Many MCs, Buck 'Em Down, I Got You Open, one of the best remixes in my opinion ever. And the second album, Warzone, was fire, and I've always been a fan of this. I've always checked for whatever that they were coming out with, and um, you know, they're like a legendary group to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't hear too many people mention Black Moon in their like top 5 or top 10 when it comes to hip hop groups. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that they need to be mentioned more in that conversation. So I've always been a fan of theirs, following Buckshot in his solo career with Ninth Wonder, the stuff he's doing with Ninth Wonder, and you know, everything they came out with, any artist that they had on their label, I've always been a fan of their stuff. So
Yeah, man. And I do have to agree with you that they don't get enough respect
right,
because, and I like the whole boot camp clip, but to me, I never really told a lot of people, but Black Moon has literally always been my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
out of Smif-N-Wessun, out of Helter Skelter,
Right.
OGC, and I've always loved Buckshot's style. That
Right.
rough and rugged with the smooth, the way he comes off all smooth, but be rough and rugged and shit.
Yeah.
This album to me is just like the best representation. Like
Mm-hmm.
the BDI Thug, that album.
Mm-hmm.
We'll discuss that another day, but
Yeah.
I blame the production mostly on that one.
Right.
But
Right. There's some bangers on there. There's some
yeah,
bangers.
the album cover. Oh my god. But yeah, I actually got to Black Moon because I remember one night I was chilling, watching TV, and my local channel, the local channels that each city has,
Mm.
late nights they sometimes like to show music videos,
Right.
like Sunday nights and shit like that. And so one time I was watching the music video. I think I saw Pete Rock and CO Smooth. They reminisce
Mm.
over you,
Yeah.
and then the next video that came was this shit right here.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the props?
Yeah.
Loved that fucking song. I remember when I first heard that shit. It was just like
Mm-hmm.
got me hyped, got me wanting to break shit. It was like a hip hop anthem. That's the thing about this whole album. Which I'm gonna talk about that when we discuss it. But then I heard the I Got Your Open remix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instantly a fan. And
Definitely.
crazy thing, they didn't tell me who the motherfuckers were
Mm.
after the video. So literally, I'll have to like watch the music video channel every Sunday just to hear that track.
Right.
But then Music Choice, they had the Hip Hop Classics channel,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard the da 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 da, but it was the Barry White sample playing your game, baby.
Right.
So thanks to whosample.com,
Mm-hmm.
did I find out who the group was, and that's how I got into Black Moon.
Right.
Yeah. So Black Moon consists of members Buckshot, 5 Foot, and DJ Evil D. They all met at Brooklyn's Bushwick High School, whereas 5 Foot and DJ Evil D, they were originally formed a group called the Unique Image. And Buckshot originally was like a dancer. He was a backup dancer and shit.
Right.
So they ended up like forming, the duo Black Moon and shit like that. And just to let y'all know, a lot of my information came from this book right here.
Dope.
Check the technique book. We just talked about, the making of the Who Got the Props album and stuff like that. Um, yeah, man. Pretty much gives like a good detailed history about them too
Yeah.
and shit like that too. So, they started like forming in the late '80s and shit like that too. And next thing you know it, DJ Walt, he was pretty much, building up his studio. And mind you, the same place he built his studio, Studio 112, 112, 1212, was the same spot that Paul C got murdered and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, rest in peace to Paul C.
Right.
And so, I'm trying to see. And so next thing you know, they started working on their first single, "Who Got the Props." That became like an underground hit in '92 and shit. And this was back in the time when niggas used to drop like a promos. Cause now these days niggas will drop a rap album now
That's it. Yeah.
or a single now. The next week they'll drop an album or some shit like that. They'll
It's
rush.
bad promotion.
Yeah.
You know.
Like even like in the last decade, like the last like when
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick came out with "To Pimp a Butterfly,"
Right.
he came out with I want to say like late 2014,
Mm.
and then I want to say the next single was "The Black of the Berry."
Right.
That came out I think like February, March, like
Right.
February, and then he sneakily. You didn't tell nobody he dropped "To Pimp a Butterfly." He just dropped that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do a promotion. Like,
Right.
and I love J. Cole, but even J. Cole with the
Right.
recent album,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't even know he was dropping an album. He just dropped a single. The next week, an album came out
Right.
and shit
But
like that. It's
that's
like,
why when you had street teams, they would promote the single first,
yeah,
and then and it would lead up weeks later to the album actually coming out. So when they're passing out the promo singles on vinyl and on CD, and then passing out the posters and the T-shirts and all that, That was to hype people up for the album coming out. They don't do that no
Exactly.
more.
And
Especially now with social media, that totally killed the street team thing. So
exactly.
now it leaves it up to the artist to like, oh, when J. Cole say tomorrow he dropping the album, that's it. That's all the promotion you're getting.
And I blame Beyonce because
Right.
where Beyonce came out with them, the self-titled and Lemonade, she just dropped those out the blue, and now
Out the blue.
everybody's trying to do what Beyonce
Right.
doing
And
with
they're
that
not
shit.
Beyonce.
They're
Beyonce
not.
could pull that off, or Jay Z. If you're, I don't think J. Cole could get the same success if he did that. You know.
Well, because J. Cole fan base is very strong,
Right.
so because if you would have done that, I would have been supporting
Right.
that shit too.
Right.
But sometimes some albums you just need that one
You need that
or two
promotion.
singles just to
Yeah.
promote, just so you can get a gander what the album
Exactly.
is about and shit like
Yeah.
that.
See, like evidence, he did it the right way. He promoted. He dropped like 3, 4 singles before the album actually came out. He didn't just say, "Oh, I'm dropping the Unlearning, tomorrow," and everybody's supposed to get hyped. Like he dropped singles before the album came out.
Exactly. Yeah, man. But yeah, so the surprise of who got the props of the single was massive. That they ended up meeting Juha, and Juha was next to Buckshot was the co-founder. Of he was a co-founder of the whole boot camp shit. He was a young, nervous records employee and shit like that.
Hmm.
They ended up forming Duck Down Management, and the rest is history. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now, when it comes to this album, we already know I love this album. I've expressed this album over the years,
Hmm.
but with this review, I really want to do something different. I really want to examine why this does not get mentioned when it comes to the quote unquote East Coast Renaissance albums like 36 Chambers,
Hmm.
Illmatic, Ready to Die, The Infamous. Hell, I'll even throw in The Sun Rises in the East too. I'll even throw
Right.
in that too. Because I feel like with this album, it gets its proper due, especially from the hip hop critics, but from like the general hip hop fans, the
Right.
head, I'm not gonna talk the head, no, but with the head hip hop fans, they just be like, oh, this was the album that pretty much had Who Got the Prop, started the boot camp click. Where boot camp click were literally Rough Riders before Rough Riders. They were
Right.
breaking down the barriers for Wu Tang,
Hmm.
the the formation, the Gangstar Foundation, with the J. They were really like the blueprint to a lot of your favorite East Coast
Right.
crews and shit
But
like
they
that.
wasn't. I don't feel like they were really a strong collective until when everybody got a chance to drop their album. Once
Right.
Smif-N-Wessun dropped The Shining and Helter Skelter dropped Nocturnal, OGC dropped The Storm, and they did the Fab Five thing. I think that's when they were taken seriously as a collective. You know what I'm saying? It was just Black Moon was like the face of boot camp and nobody else really. Even though they had you saw like a young Smif-N-Wessun, or you heard a young Smif-N-Wessun on this album, and even in the videos, and same thing with Helter Skelter and OGC, but they wasn't known yet. Once everybody got a chance to drop, that's when they took them seriously. It's almost like with Hyro when Dell came out, it was just about Dell, and then Souls of Mischief dropped 93 until Infinity. Then like, oh, it's not just about Dell no more. It's about Souls of Mischief, and Casual dropped his shit, and so on and so on. So Wu Tang just bombarded everybody at the same time with 9 MCs,
Right.
and people lost their mind. They didn't know what to think. Like they never heard nothing like that before. 9 MCs all on one album on certain tracks. So
They never heard of Cold Crush Brothers
yeah,
before,
so
though, but
it was Wu
okay.
Tang came out of nowhere, and that just like changed the whole game when 36 Chambers dropped. So I think it's a little bit different, but once everybody dropped from boot camp, that's when they took them seriously as a collective.
Yeah, and you're definitely 100% right about that too, because the state of East Coast, and I hate talking about the quote unquote East Coast Renaissance
Yeah,
because there was some cats in the East Coast that were still holding it down.
yeah,
Tribe,
yep,
Gangstar,
yep,
Onyx was coming out around that time
yep,
too.
yep.
You had people like LL and Public Enemy. Their sales were going down too, but they still held on and shit.
KRS.
Don't even get me started on Don't even get me started on KRS One.
You know what I
But
mean?
then with the West Coast, the popularity, I'm not eclipsed everything.
Right.
Death Row,
Hmm.
of course, my man Too Short,
Yeah.
and then you had Q, you had Ruthless Records. It just proved that hip hop was not just an East Coast New York thing.
Right.
And mind you, I didn't mention the South yet.
And
Mind
and
y'all.
and it, at that point, at that time, I didn't see it like that. Like that whole East Coast West Coast thing that happened when Pac and Big was feuding. Before that, nobody even mentioned that whole East Coast this and West Coast. It wasn't a thing over here. At least not for me. I mean, for everybody, I can't speak for the whole New York City. But for me, I didn't hear all that going on until that whole coastal beef started happening. So whatever the West was doing, they were doing. They were coming out with dope shit, and the South didn't even blow up yet. You know what I'm saying? So it was basically East Coast and West Coast coming out with the hottest shit.
Right. And yeah, Ronnie, De La Soul. See, De La Soul, they were a tricky choice because I'm not gonna lie, I love De La Soul,
Yeah.
but each album after 3 Feet High, commercially,
Hmm.
it wasn't as popping.
Right.
Even fucking, I hate to say it, Pac said, ever since Beat Me, Myself, and I, y'all been garbage
Hmm.
and shit. And
I
y'all know
disagree. With,
Pac,
I disagree with that
I
though.
disagree with that too.
Pac was bugging. I disagree with that.
Because, at that time, De La Soul is dead, Blue Mind State,
Hmm.
they were more appreciative with the critics.
Right.
Yeah, Blue Mind State, the thing with Blue Mind State itself was it went over a lot of people's heads
Yeah.
too.
Right.
When the Stakes is High came out, a lot of heads they loved that. They gravitated because it was De La Soul at their darkest, and
Hmm.
they were taking shots at Naughty and by Nature and
Right.
Pop and shit like that.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's
They
just
they wasn't trying to go mainstream. That's I
they
totally
weren't
got the whole Blue Mind State the album concept. So
right.
it wasn't about that back then. We wasn't. I mean, for me, I wasn't looking at it. I like more underground shit than mainstream shit.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? But I had a balance of both. But I mean, they wasn't trying to go mainstream, and people understood that. So I didn't see what the backlash was for that album.
Like I said before, I feel like let me not say because De La Soul is dead. That actually got 5 mics on the swords
Great
too.
album.
Very good album. Um, I think Stakes is High got 4 or 4.5.
Hmm.
Blue Mindset, that was the one where people were just like, yeah, because it has its fans, but then it has it,
They wasn't trying to hit them. They wanted to hear the gangster shit,
yeah, and
and that's cool. But I can place Dre and Snoop and play De La Soul as well. So I
right,
wasn't taking sides. It's like, yo, both coasts had dope shit at that time.
exactly. And mind you, around that time too, Run DMC was trying to go gangster too.
Right.
I
That
forgot
was
to
good.
mention that.
Right.
Um, yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna focus on New York and shit. 'Cause I'm not gonna talk about Jersey
Right.
at this moment, but yeah, with New York, that's pretty much the state of East Coast at that time too.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this dope ass album cover.
I love it.
Oh my god, this shit looks like a fucking jazz album cover. Like the red background,
Hmm.
all 3 of them and shit. And the motherfuckers posing with the glass. I was like, yo,
Hmm.
this shit is
That's
crazy.
so New
I'm
York, man.
so New York and shit.
Hmm.
I wish niggas would make covers like this these days.
Yeah.
These days, motherfuckers do have the whole Photoshop.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers want to always have the
Artsy.
cars.
They want to be artsy with the paintings and shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's like sound like Kendrick Lamar's "Damn." I like that
Yes.
cover. Kendrick all
I didn't like that album cover when it came out because I didn't understand. I remember like waking up to that album cover and I saw everybody posting it. I'm like, why does he look high on the album cover?
like
I didn't like it.
looking like a BD Siegel from
Yeah, I
fucking
was like,
Six.
why do you look at that? He looks like he's on like fucking meth or something. I didn't understand. And then you named the album Damn. I didn't understand it. So I still don't get that album cover.
Hey, there's a lot of things about that album I don't get, but that album took me a long time to really
Hmm.
appreciate.
Right.
But now it's a masterpiece now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we spent like 40 minutes talking about that. So yeah, this is the album CD right here. Um, I know they reissued the album the same year, for some odd reason, but I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look at Discogs and shit.
Yeah, they have like the reissue with the instrumentals and remixes. That's
Yeah.
out of print though.
Okay.
It's out of print.
Gotcha. So this is like again another New York. It doesn't get, and you know it's New York when you got the
Yeah.
fisheye lens,
Yeah, of course.
motherfuckers sitting on stoops and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
love this shit. And just to let everybody know, I'm gonna mention a few remixes and mention digging in the vaults, but
Right.
I plan on doing a separate review
Okay.
on that compilation
Yeah.
when I actually get a physical copy of that, because
Yes.
that one's
All this
harder.
shit is out of print, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shit. Alright, 14 tracks. Powerful impact.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god. Yo.
Crazy.
Yo. Yo. We already, like, this nigga talking about, this is dead, starting the album off right.
Right.
Probably, this might be biased, but this might be the best first track off any rap album, period.
Right.
Like, not an intro, just a first track. Straight up banger.
Yep.
Like, with those fucking drums and shit like that. And you have fucking Buster, fucking Buster with the scenario remix sample. And the crazy thing about that track, Powerful Impact was, when I was like doing my research, they pretty much made that track. They were very influenced by the Bomb Squad, how they utilize like a lot of samples in the
Right.
music and shit like that.
Right. Right.
That they want to like make a beat where they sample like everything and shit like that, like drums, snares, horns, snippets, and then Buckshot Shorty. Buckshot Shorty.
Buckshot Shorty.
This, like, I'm gonna be dick riding the fuck out of Buckshot all review. So this might be the most quotable I'll ever say, but this nigga said some shit like, some pack a Mac. I choose to pack a black 22 by my waistline, bucky a whole crew. I step through and represent Black Moon. First, before I kick a verse, I puff a bag of boom, nigga. Like, what the? Woo! And this is why I tell you, that's the smooth flow, but hard ass lyrics and shit.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers think Biggie and Jay-Z did that shit?
They were great.
Get the fuck out of here.
Buckshot was
The
also great.
original Brooklyn cat right here.
Buckshot, like he was just raw, like he was just unfiltered, and he
Yes.
was he was like that the voice of the streets, the voice of the ghettos, the voice of Brooklyn. It wasn't just about Biggie and Jay Z. People forget the whole boot camp is from Brooklyn, and all of them can spit just as well as Jay Z and Biggie. So Buck, I've always loved Buck's flow on any track that he got on, and he just brought that b boy element to any track that he was on. So, this is a great track, dope beat. You got like that Busta Rhymes sample, powerful impact, boom from the cannon. That's from the scenario joint, classic track. You got Buckshot saying, "You talk mad shit without backup. What's up, act up? You punk niggas get smacked up. Word life, you fucking with the wrong nigga. I fuck too many on the mic. They call me Daddy Long Trigger. Fire."
Yeah, very fire joint right there. Alright, track number 2, niggas talk shit. Again, already from the get go, if I was to make one slight complaint,
Uh-huh.
I wish we would heard a balance between 5 foot and Buckshot. Cause I want to say there's like a 10 solo Buckshot joints and shit like that.
Right.
Which I will talk more about that when the time comes, but niggas talk shit. Definitely another very dope joint right here. Love that fucking beat, Just talking about, bitch ass niggas that, talking out the side of the neck pretty much
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. But then when you face the motherfuckers, they ain't about that shit. They ain't about that
Right.
life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, very solid joint, classic.
That's that hard rock hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, 93. I always say 93 was like the year of the hard rock. So you had like a lot of groups coming out with that street shit. You know what I'm saying? And early Mob Deep shit and Onyx shit and You know, Black Moon was at the head of that crowd. You know what I'm saying? And again, another dope beat with the horns, and you got like that real deep monotone bass. And you got Buck saying, I don't laugh or joke. I never choked on a blunt, but I'll choke a stunt if it's beef she want. And I love the chorus. Niggas talk shit, but they ain't my steel. I'm the type of nigga to put lead in your grill and fire drink.
Yeah, very, very fire joint indeed. I in my opinion, maybe their signature track, Who Got the Props? Classic. Hip hop classic.
Yes.
When I hear that beat, that dun 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 dun, bam, bam, put up,
Yes.
pop, suckers from the flow, cause they got no choice. Ah, my God. Buckshot with the fucking white hat and the glasses, moving it and shit like that. The girls dancing in the background in the video and shit, like niggas running and shit. Ah, my
Yeah.
God. That whole fucking track was literally one of my favorite introductions in hip hop. And yes, it samples Cool in the Gang, and that's like one of the best Cool in the Gang samples I've heard and shit like that. Even though I have my mixed feelings about Cool in the Gang and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But Buckshot, I mean, oh my God, damn man, where do I even begin? The third and fourth verse, I feel like the fourth verse is maybe my favorite verse he's ever done. Like the line where he spread straight from Crooklyn, better known as Brooklyn.
Fire.
Y'all know where
Yes.
that came from.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yes. E loop the hook and your heartbeat's tookin'. Must take charge, bomb guard. I'm the man. Bust my plan. If he's back on my like, just so straightforward, so hardcore. I mean, Jesus Christ, one of the all-time best, best, best introductions in hip hop history.
I agree. Classic, classic,
Good night,
real
Q.
jazzy, huh?
Oh, Q said he's about to go to bed early.
Real jazzy track. Love the beat and the horns in it. Buckshot is again like one of the illest lyricists. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get his props, and he's getting his props now on this track. You know, he says like I'm a rugged operator like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Buckshot quick to play a nigga like Sega. Man, classic. The videos are is classic with back when niggas was rocking the Columbia rain suits with the Tims and the beanie hats and the JanSport backpacks. I was rocking all that at that time in 92, 93. We had the beepers, and this is before cell phones. It was great times, man. Great times to be a hip hop head.
Yeah, most definitely. Shit. What's up, Antoine?
What up? Was good.
Next song's Act Like You Want It. Now we have the first appearance for 5 Foot. Another very solid joint. Love those fucking drums and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Um, the ad libs that Buckshot does like booyaka.
Yeah.
That I love that shit right there.
Booyaka.
I never knew there was a video to this track too.
I
Yeah, they
don't think I
said,
seen it. Well, if there's a video, it's not on. I have the boot camp video collection. It's not on here.
oh well, it's on. I'm looking at Rap Genius too.
So
They
there's a
said
video
it's a
for it.
video. I think so,
Okay.
but
All right.
yeah. But yeah, Act Like You Want It. Definitely another dope track. 5 Foot definitely did his thing on this track too.
Definitely a dope track again. Another dope beat, and you got horns in there. Buckshot saying, "Take it from another brother coming from the ghetto. Once I get my run, ain't no need for the metro. I get paid to rip. Step aside, I'ma blow you. Don't try to shake my hand, money grip. I don't know you. Fire, fire joint. Great production by the Beat Miners.
Yeah, very dope production. Track number 5, Buck 'Em Down. Oh my god. See the video version was the remix and shit like that. The more polished version and shit like that, which I love that version a bit more than the album version. I'm not gonna lie, but the album
Right,
version I like for a different reason because it's more dirtier
right.
and shit too. And I feel like that's another thing Black Moon they did, with the remixes and shit like that too. How they would have like a more polished remix
Yeah.
put it at a video too. I'm not saying they were the first hip hop group to do it too, but notice how Biggie did that with the One More Chance remix.
Right.
Notice how of course, with fucking what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Yeah, but y'all know what I'm getting at. Fuck it.
I actually like the One More Chance regular version.
Same. I like that bit more.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, this version too, I love this version. It's more filtered and stuff like that. Everyone used that Donald Byrd sample before, so yeah, classic shit.
Definitely a dope joint. I love the original version. Real again, like that monotone bass line, that deep bass, and the beat and the hi hats, and that the chorus buck 'em down, buck 'em down, buck 'em down. I love that, and that this joint was great. The remix, everybody knows the remix, and that was a great remix, one of their best remixes, and yeah, like it's a classic joint to me.
Yeah. Definitely hear what you're saying about that. And I love how the remix, like how Buckshot's flow was like a lot more smoother and shit like
Right.
that. And then that summertime feel to it with the video and shit too.
And Antoine said, act like you want" is only on the CD version.
You said what?
He said, it's "Act Like You Want It" is only on the CD version.
Oh wow.
See, I never bought the album, so I don't know. I didn't know it was only on the CD one.
Hmm.
But they did that, like that's how they made like spend extra money on the CD or the vinyl. Like they put certain songs only on one format and the other formats didn't have it. So
Yeah. Because I know, like, when this album was first released on vinyl, Act Like You Want It and Slave, they were not on on a vinyl release and shit.
right,
Shit. Now we're gonna get to probably one of my two favorite songs off this album, Black Smith-N-Wessun, featuring Smif-N-Wessun themselves. Oh my god! First of all, dope usage of the Ahmad Jamal sample and shit like that. Second of all, in my opinion, Tech killed that shit. He was the
yes,
MVP
definitely,
and
definitely.
shit like that. Like niggas just sounded so fucking angry. Like here we go, break of day with the mad lot session down a Bucktown Black Mirror. Like niggas make me feel like I'm from Brooklyn for a minute and shit like that. Like Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Like damn, I'm about to say Bucktown and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
how it
load the
was.
clip, bust lead to the head, kidnapping head, drip, buckshot and bald head. Like not to say that Buckshot did his thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because again, his performance on this fucking album was one of the best performances, like top five in hip hop history too. But Tech
Right,
literally almost gave him a run for his money on his own shit. I'm not gonna lie.
definitely. Yeah, this was a great joint with a young Smith-N-Wessun at that time, and I think Tech killed it. He said, "Your family cries as your body lies in its casket. I keep a black Smith-N-Wessun in my polo jacket. 16 shots for all your hard rocks, and if your bitch is a dime, she'll be on the cock fire." And this is like pre The Shining Smith-N-Wessun, and it was great. It was great to see them the evolution of that group as well, being mentored by Buckshot, and that was great. Reg, we lost Reg. Yeah, Tech definitely killed it, man. Shout out to him. I think Reg's frozen right now. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about The Shining, definitely. And I just got that in the mail, so we definitely got to talk about that album. Yeah, yeah, Nocturnal as well, definitely. Yeah, Buckshot killed it too, definitely. The Storm. We talked about the Storm. I did that on my channel actually, like a couple years ago. Yes, definitely classic shit, man. Yeah, Warzone was dope. Solid album. Yo, alright. Yep, your volume is off. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, you good.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, it's the time of night when the Wi-Fi fucks up and shit. So,
Right.
but yeah, you said pre The Shining.
Yes. Like they were young and they were being mentored by Black Moon and Juha, and it's like I liked seeing the evolution of them come up as well as Helter Skelter and OGC. Everybody came up under each other, and they all to me are legends now. So that was great to see.
Yeah, very good to see. Yeah, man. Yeah, Anton, we're gonna get into that at the end of this shit because they did do them wrong.
Hmm.
Um, Some Get Wrecked. This is the only 5 foot solo track. Pretty dope track. I'm not gonna lie. No, 5 foot definitely did his thing on this track right here. You know, it said that he would actually sometimes get mad that he wasn't getting like a lot of showtime as much as Buckshot. But I feel like he showed his ass off in Warzone and shit,
Yes,
which we're going
definitely.
to talk about that after Nocturnal because I want to get a copy of Nocturnal. Well, you have a copy of Nocturnal, right?
No, I don't have that either. That's the one. Though that one and Enter the Stage are the only two from the first wave that I don't have. I got OG. I have the Storm and I have the Shining.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Um, I'll try to get that for you before the collection video and shit,
Oh,
and then we'll
thanks,
probably.
bro. I appreciate you finding the Shining for me too. I've been looking for that for years.
Yeah, man. That Shining, I was trying to find like a good copy because motherfucker was trying to sell it without like the
Yeah,
front cover and shit like that.
yeah,
So yeah, you know me and shit. You know me. I don't if it's like a rare album, then
hmm,
we'll talk.
right.
But
They,
yeah,
they 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 need to re-release their whole catalog because everything is out of print from them. Like even like the recent stuff, like I got this the Smif-N-Wessun All album that dropped like what 2 years ago. That's already
yeah,
out of print.
I'm not surprised.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they I feel like they need to like just like release everything. If you have to reissue it, so be it. Just release everything again for the fans that don't have the classic stuff.
I agree.
You know,
But at the same time, it's like sample clearances is an issue
that's another
too.
thing, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Um, and in their website, I think they used to have that shit in their website too, but
yeah. If you go to their website, nothing is available.
because like niggas always into streaming now and shit. It's
Right.
like
I
I
don't
don't
I
give
don't
a
care for streaming, man. I
right. It's
need the
like
physical.
right.
You know what I
Hell,
mean?
sometimes if I'm in my car, I mostly just listen to music off of YouTube because Spotify don't have a lot of the printed albums I want to jam
Right.
to and shit. Like,
Right.
fuck out my face, man.
You know. But I love this song. I think I do agree that I've always wondered why 5 Foot wasn't featured more on songs. And I know he went to jail. He did a stint in prison. That might have
Yeah,
something to do with it. But I feel like he should be more. He should have been more involved in on being featured on the songs. Cause it's three members. It's not just Evil D and Buckshot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a fan, I never really heard the full potential of 5 Foot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he got to be. I know he was featured on the last album they dropped. I forgot the name of that joint. He was featured more on that album. That was a dope album too. But I felt like when this album came out, he wasn't featured a lot. You know what I'm saying? But this song he definitely did his thing on. I love that beat and the hi hats for that, and he was just killing them. He said, "Catch mad wreck, race out with my crew, chilling in the east as I sip on the brew." Buck med shots. It's time for me to misbehave. Whoever doesn't like it, we can take it to the grave. Fire, fire. Definitely a dope joint. A nice solo track by Five Footer.
Yeah, very nice solo track indeed. It kind of reminds me, and I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna make this too long, but like Q-Tip, being the main solo guy, and
Right,
people have seen some travels and past and shit too.
right.
So kind of reminds me of that. But hmm. Track number 8, Make Money, self-explanatory. Just pretty much talking about making money. You know, getting their paper and shit like that, making the Benjamins and shit.
Right.
Very dope track.
Yeah, definitely another solid cut. Nice beat, nice hi hats. Buckshot saying I have to make my loot. I had to make my dough, so I took my low and guess then bought the rest of it on the Ave. It's all about the green. Had niggas who make mad green, know what I mean? Dope joint, man. Another banger off of this album.
Yeah, I agree. Then we got Slave, and this is the main reason why you should have the CD version of this album. This is like a little interlude, but it's a very dope interlude. I love that beat though. That beat is so grimy and dark and shit. Again, Buckshot doing his fucking thing. I love the line where he says, "And when I slow down, it's time to take a hit until I fall off. Call off your set. And if you never knew me, then you never knew rep. Look inside of the mind and see, cause you might be trapped with a nigga like me." So very, very dope track right there. Very dirty, very grimy.
Definitely. Really nice. His track is short, but it's really one of my favorites on here. Love that monotone bass line and the beat. Buckshot saying, I feel like I'm trapped in a motherfucking cave. To the rhythm, I'm a slave, looking at my grave. Juggler vein busting out my neck. You see the rage. I move when I groove because I'm into the stage. And also, the same sample was used by Third Base for Derelicts of Dialect
Oh wow.
from their album. Yeah, they use that for the title track.
Okay. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's another album we have to talk about too.
Yes, I love that album.
Same. Um, then we're gonna get "I Got You Open" again. Another song with the iconic remix with the Barry White sample.
Mhm.
Let me talk about the OG version first. Let me talk about
Right.
that. OG version, very dope version. I love the way he was on the mic and shit like that. I love again Mr. Walt doing his thing on those drums. He use a sample of Iron Butterflies, "Get Out of My Life, Woman" and shit like that
Right.
and stuff. Definitely, definitely, definitely one of my favorites off this album. But the remix, I'm not gonna lie, the remix is what really sold it for me and shit.
Mhm.
When I saw the video when I was a kid, literally just blew my mind and shit like that.
Mhm.
Him on that fucking subway, the way. First of all, motherfucker busted his ass in the background. Y'all not gonna lie, when he slipped and fell, I don't know who that was, but I hope he's okay and shit like that. And anyway, yeah, I just that was literally one of my favorite remixes, music videos, and hip hop and shit too.
Right.
And I love when they performed that track at the Showtime at the Apollo
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Very, very dope and stuff. Yeah, man. Very, very classic, iconic track by them.
That's what I think that remix is what basically got them more accepted on the radio. Like they were
Yeah,
playing who got the props and how many MCs, but I think like a lot of people know that remix. Like my mom know that remix because of the Barry White sample. So it's like I think like because of the Barry White sample, like it introduced them to like a larger crowd, and they use that sample like in a great way for the remix and the video and doing filming the video in like dead of winter. New York winters were crazy back then in the '90s, and back when we were rocking like the hockey jerseys over the winter coats, and we had the Tims on and the goose down coats, and it was great. It's an iconic video. um, I love the remix. I love the original version as well. I think it's a harder track. The beat is dope, and Buckshot saying niggas can't touch me, kid, because I'm too nice to do bids to ever hit skids. Fronts in the bottom of my teeth, like whatever shit. On the real, getting played what I never did. Just fire. And I know Eminem, used he rapped over the original version for Marshall Mathers LP2.
Yeah,
I have the deluxe version for Marshall Mathers LP2.
same.
He should have released that though. I thought he should have released that as a single.
Yeah, and like we mentioned like a couple of weeks ago when we did the relapse, he was supposed to have been on Duck Down and shit.
Right, that's right. Yeah. I don't think he would have been as big though. He wouldn't have been a big star like Aftermath was like an Interscope had the right promotional machine backing him.
All I know is if he would have never gotten to the aftermath, Dre would have been like a flop like after because he didn't like I said like to present the aftermath album
Yeah.
didn't too good.
Eminem saved him.
Yeah, he saved him and
Yeah,
shit.
definitely. I think Eminem on Duck Down, he would have been a dope ass Caucasian rapper, but he wouldn't have had the success he had as being with Dre and whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching the video too. I got your open remix, and it's just
yeah,
again a
crazy.
very dope video and shit, especially
Yeah.
when the moon and then Buckshot space and shit. Oh man,
Right.
yeah man. Alright, where we at? Shit is real. Yeah, this is probably my favorite track again, next to Black Smith and Wesson. Just basically a very grimy track. From a production standpoint, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very unique track because the way he had that Dennis Coffey sample as a loop, and then they placed that Phaso sample, and y'all know the Phaso sample when y'all hear it and shit like that, that Riding High sample, and then that like it just fits so perfectly like butter and stuff like that, like that. Doo, 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 doo. And then, because when people use that sample, they want to do like that basically use the whole loop and shit, but they just use like a specific part of that,
Right.
which I felt like that was probably unique. And next to EPMD's Please Listen to My Demo, my favorite usage of that sample
Right.
and shit too. And just the way how Buckshot too, again, one of the greatest lyricists in hip hop in my opinion, just spit dope fire and shit like that. The line where he says, "Never parlay without an L. Inhale the first hit for all my niggas locked in jail. They go for Dolo on a cool Andre, shoot the whack in the butt, and I'm high all day. It's hot, shit is hard. Has to cop to the dreadlock that I rule the block like fucking poetry at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And they did another version on Digging in the Vaults too, but with that version, I like that version too because it's mixed and mastered a bit better, and his flow was a lot more tighter on that version and shit too.
There's a video
Which,
for that.
yeah,
That's on the video collection. Yeah, that's the one they sampled the same joint that Jay Z took for public service announcement. That joint
nah, nah.
is that the same one?
You mean that da 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 da
Yeah.
da? Nah,
From
not
the
that
joint
one.
on the Black Album is not the same one. That's not the same track we talking about.
No, that was from the Total Eclipse album
Okay.
'03.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot the name of the track though, but I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, there was like a controversy with that one too.
Right. Right. Yeah, this was dope. Like I like the horns arrangements on this and the beat and Buckshot saying, the kid with the rock from up the block, hit him with the Glock. Now his pops on my rooftop. Fire. Solid track.
Very solid track indeed. Oh my god. I have like, damn man, the next three tracks. Oh my. Enter the Stage again. Another solid track right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just an anthem kind of track. Buckshot again doing his thing. Timeless track.
Yeah. The title track was dope. It's short, but I thought it was still a dope track. Nice beat.
Yeah, man. How many MCs? I forgot about it.
It's my joint right here.
Bum, bum. Bump, bump. Man,
Fire.
I be driving through white neighborhoods blasting this fucking shit, man. Like, oh my god. Like, first of all, again, the video, again,
Hmm.
dope video and shit like that.
Yes.
One of those anthem kind of tracks, you know what I'm saying? Nice usage of Karis with the Boogie Down Productions. How many MCs must get this? I want to say my philosophy track. I want to say,
Hmm.
yeah, one of the Beat Miners' best tracks in my opinion and shit like that. The way they flipped that Grover Washington sample again. Oh my, ooh, just so much little things about this album itself too. Like, oh my god, there's so much things about this album. I just can keep talking and talking about. Buckshot's flow in the second verse, and then the horn like da 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 da
Yep.
da da. I was like, that is hot. I can break it down like whatever you want. You would like this? I hit it. This is the biz, but I'm pissed. Bitch, get off my dick. Like,
Fire. He was killing it.
woo!
That's how you ride a beat.
That's how you write a beat. Like, you guys talking about the whole little babies and the babies, all that shit. Make these motherfuckers listen to this fucking album
Word.
for flow, breath control, all that fucking
Yep.
shit.
Yep. I agree.
This is the hip hop heads' dream album, man. Come on.
Fire. Fire.
Fire.
Classic track. I love it. Buckshot was in his bag on this. I wed him, then forget him. I never should have met him. But he was talking shit to my man, so I had to get him. Whatever. You could get the dick.
Damn.
How many MCs must get this? Fuck, man. That whole video where they're like on he's like on top of the project rooftop with Evil D spinning on the turntables, and they looking over at like down on in the projects, and it's crazy, man. Like, I love that video. You got like the whole crew. You can see like Rock This Monster was in that video with them, and it was crazy.
Hey,
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? And that was New York hip hop at that time, and they every time I look at that video, it takes me back to that that era. You know what I'm saying? '93. That's a great time for hip hop.
Yeah, man. And it's like now, it's like y'all niggas looking at this Takashi motherfucker. And now a lot of East Coast cats trying to rap like they're from the South and shit. That's like a pure East Coast, like pure New York song
Right.
right there. And I'm not even from New York and shit. Shit. That's what I'm talking about right there. How many MCs? And the
I
last
fucked up
track,
that line.
you do, bro.
I fucked up that line. Yes, I did fuck up that line.
Shit. Last track, You the Man.
Yeah.
This had 5 foot, Buckshot, Drew Hart, the Havoc, Mr. Havoc himself, the only boot camp motherfucker that's not, only non-boot camp, excuse me, that's on the album, and Smif-N-Wessun. Very nice posse cut at the end of the album and shit like that. Again, Smif-N-Wessun, they kind of stole the show with this one and stuff like that, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Juha, he did his thing a little bit. He wasn't really known for rhyming and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't like the quote unquote Puffy of the group. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was a very, very dope track. Yes, Ronnie, that Kenny Burke sample rising to the top. But the way they used it was like more dirtier and shit like that, which I noticed.
Right.
Shit, so very, very ill
Yes.
joint.
Definitely a great way to end this album. Dope posse joint with Smif-N-Wessun and Havoc from Mobb Deep. This is like Juvenile Hell Havoc and Drew Har and yo, like the beat is dope and the bass line, and you got Havoc saying stomping niggas out with my black Tims, leaving niggas crippled with artificial limbs, a slug in the brain because you tried to jam, you thought you was the man, you fucking coward. Fire joint. I would have loved to hear like Mobb Deep and Black Moon do a joint together, man. Like around this time, like Juvenile Hell, like post Juvenile Hell, pre Infamous, Mobb Deep with like Enter the Stage, Black Moon. That would have been a killer collab.
Yeah, man, that would have been ill. Man, like I said before, this is the hip hop classic. This is a very important album in hip hop that I feel like over the years gets kind of swept under the rug, and it's a
But why
shame.
though?
You said
Why
what?
you think that? Why do you think it gets swept under the rug?
Because when this album first came out, it really didn't do too well commercially compared to like the 36 Chambers, Ready to Die.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hell, even Illmatic sold more than this album, and that album again didn't do well commercially
Right.
itself. And with Black Moon, when Nervous Records kind of did Black Moon wrong by not really paying them for this album, and so they broke up shortly, not really shortly, but I think like a year after this album.
Mm-hmm.
And Nervous Records had like one more album left in the contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they released the Digging in the Vaults.
Oh.
But long and behold, for the Black Moon crew, that they since that time they organized the whole Duck Down crew. Smif-N-Wessun.
Right.
You had Helter Skelter,
Yeah.
OGC,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest is history and shit like that too. And they became a force of underground hip hop, next to DITC and Wu
Yeah.
Tang. But with this album too, and to the stage, it pretty much started a lot of things in East Coast hip hop that made it popular, like the Timbs,
Mm-hmm.
the slang on this album too, like
Yeah.
the way how they spell certain words like money,
Right.
wreck, just the slang of this whole album too, which influenced people like Wu Tang and Rough Riders,
Right.
and even like to this day, the Griselda crew.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get
Right.
into that. And so I felt like with this album, it opened up another chapter because it it like escaped us away from the alternative native tongues influenced tribe, De
Right.
La, and now we were getting into like the reality of things. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like Black Moon and Onyx, they pretty much started what Wu Tang and Biggie picked up
Yeah.
from. That's why I would give this a 5 mics.
Yes.
If I was to give it more mics, I would, but
10
it,
mics.
oh
The 10 mic album.
shit. This might be we might do a we might have to do a hip hop album Hall of Fame and shit.
Yeah, we got like just we got to rate it our own way. Like 10 mics is classic, five would be five would be solid. 10
Mm.
mics is iconic.
Yeah.
Fuck going by what the source did, because the source I don't even think the source gave it 5 mics, right?
Let me look it up because I'm on Wikipedia right now. Hold
Cause
on.
they were stingy when they came to five
Four.
mic classics. They didn't give everything 5 mics back then.
They gave it 4 mics.
4 mics, okay.
Okay, I'll accept that. Okay.
I'm not. Fuck that. 5 mics.
Shit.
It is a 5 mic album just for everything you just said, like the for the culture and for the impact it had on, that the whole terminology of boom bap hip hop or East Coast hip hop, the production, the songs, the lyricism by Buckshot, everything. It is a game changing album. It is a hip hop staple, just like Illmatic was and Ready to Die and any other classic albums at that time.
I agree. Yes, sir. And well, I think they actually re-released this album. I'm looking on Discogs right now.
They re-released it with the reissue had like the set with the remixes and the instrumentals, but that's out of print also.
Oh damn, never mind. Shit. Yeah, man. If y'all can find this album, it shouldn't be too expensive though. Like
Right,
at most, you'll probably spend like 20.
right.
I think I got this for like $5 though.
Oh
But
wow, that's a deal.
yeah, this was back when I said Amazon used to have them cheap CD deals and shit like
Hmm.
that.
Oh yeah, I
See
know.
that? Oh my god, I miss them days, man.
They still got gems like for $5. You just gotta find them though.
Oh yeah, they
They
do.
still
But
got them. Yeah,
I go to eBay if I want to get the out of print shit now.
yeah, 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 yeah.
See, eBay is when it comes to like the rare shit, I have to go
Uh-huh.
to eBay now and shit.
Yeah,
Amazon is like something I need like a quick
right,
find and shit.
right, right.
But yeah, I'm gonna get some water right quick.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely 5 mics, man. Yeah, Warzone was solid, yo. That's really like my favorite sophomore release from like that second wave of albums they were coming out with. Oh shit, yo, your nephew gave you the cassette? That's dope. I never bought it. I have to definitely get into the stage, and I wanted to get the reissue with the remixes and the instrumentals, but even that one is out of print. And Nocturnal, I need to get that one too. But I don't think I heard that freestyle or the Gotcha Open remix beat. I don't think I heard that freestyle with Ghost and Meth. Keith Murray, yeah, Keith Murray used that joint. Classic album too. That's another album I need to get also.
All right, so it's 10:04. I'm gonna stay until maybe about 1 o'clock. Shit, I think the next time I'll be this excited for reviews, maybe when we do the Space Jam soundtrack.
Yeah, they all are like out of print, yo. Like it's hard to get any of their stuff. It's like still available. You know. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. This was a fun review.
It was definitely.
I'm trying to think of major hip hop album we haven't really talked about yet, cause
There's a lot.
yeah, 'Cause I know I have to plan my re-reviews album. I got to re-review and shit too.
Right.
We talked about Jay-Z. We talked about Biggie. We talked about
We talked about a lot of Nas stuff.
yeah. We still got to finish Nas like Streets of
Nas.
Cycling Up. We still got to do that.
Untitled. You said you wanted to do that one.
Oh yeah,
Untitled.
yo, Nas, that's gonna be like around the fall time we'll
Right.
do because there's other people I want to get to.
Ronnie said review the Cocoa Brothers Rude Awakening.
That's coming, but I want to talk about Nocturnal before I get to the second wave
Okay.
of the boot camp
And
album.
and I think he wanted The Shining. I think Sam said he wanted The Shining done.
I reviewed The Shining years
You did that
ago.
years ago?
Yeah, but I don't mind reviewing it again. I don't because I don't think
Why you
I
want to see
don't
my
think
Tim? My Tim's in my closet right now. Why you want to see it?
because I want your intake on the album too.
Right.
Who else? Who have I not talked about on this show? Who have I- Oh, that's what I wanted. Okay,
Hmm.
I want to talk about Big Mike.
Big Mike
Yes,
from Texas.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, but that's one album I want to get in my possession
Yeah.
one day and shit. Maybe Eve. We can talk about
I
Eve.
Yeah, I never heard that. You ever heard the freestyle with Ghost and Method Man over the Gotcha Open remix beat?
I love that
I never
freestyle.
heard that one.
Oh my god, I've been working out to that shit
Mm.
and Ghost and Meth together, man.
Yeah,
That's a force to be reckoned with.
definitely.
Hmm. Cypress Hill.
I saw. Speaking of Trackmasters, I saw an interview on IG Live today with Psycho Les on the Beatnuts,
Yeah,
and somebody had asked him about like the whole scandal with the J Lo sampling the Watch Out Now joint,
yeah.
and he said he literally called out the Trackmasters. He said they were trash.
Mm.
Cause he said like they were doing some show And the show that they were performing at the Trackmasters were in the audience, like in the front row.
Yeah.
And after that show, I think they were on tour with Eminem. And after that show, that's when he heard the Trackmasters sample Watch Out Now for the J-Lo track. And she still performs that song like during her shows. And she don't ever give credit to the Beatnuts.
That's crazy.
So he literally said like the Trackmasters are trash.
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's interesting.
That's who. That's another person. We can talk about the Beat
The
Nuts.
Beatnuts, yeah,
Yeah.
underrated.
Cause I do got.
I know. Sam asked for us to do a musical massacre review.
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. I want to actually talk about the good because I'm not a big fan of the Beat Nuts. So I actually want to talk about the good
The
albums.
album anniversary is in August.
But we can do that August.
Yeah,
We can
I
do
was
that
planning
August.
on doing that in August for musical
Yeah.
massacre.
Yeah, we can do it on your shit
That's
then.
the same. Unfortunately, that's the same day I bought I think the PD Forever album.
Ooh.
That shit. That trash. Jalen said Trackmasters are trash too. Oh wow.
Y'all need to stop disrespecting the Trackmasters first of
Nah,
all.
Psycho Les said it. I didn't hear J Lo say it. Psycho Les had said it today. Anton said tomorrow I will play Chub Rock the One and Master P Ghetto D on cassette.
Ooh,
Yes,
that
the
ghetto
Chub
D
Rock
would be
joint was underrated.
that ghetto D. Oof.
Yes, street level. They talked about the street level album making that, and they talked about like doing off the books with pun and all that.
Rest in peace, fun. Oh, Sam, you love ghetto D? That's what's up. Um, this 150 song that's underrated. Believe it or not, follow my lead with Robin Thicke. Believe it or
You
not.
like that one? Follow My Lead.
Yeah,
That was dope.
that's what's up, Ronnie. So my favorite album is Ice Cream Man.
How to Rob. Gatman with Eminem.
Oh, that was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
Ronnie said favorite song that sampled Kenny Burke's "Rising to the Top." Um, OC's "Born to Live."
That was dope. Yeah. Favorite song on Sex and Violence.
Ooh, that's a hard one because there's so many dope shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the "We" in there.
That joint was fire.
He got in the beef with Prince Paul over that album, right?
Did he?
Yeah,
For what?
because the Prince Paul he produced Drug Dealer and Sex and Violence, and he didn't mix and master it yet.
Mm.
I think Karis one kind of stole the beats, and he just put them on the album without Prince Paul mastering them and shit. And Paul got salty about that.
Did he pay him at least?
That part I don't know.
Wow.
But those are some of my favorite Prince Paul beats, man. I can't even picture De La on those beats, in my opinion.
Right. Better rap crew. I gotta go with Boot Camp, man. I
I
thought they
don't
were better.
know. I about to go DICC.
They were good. They were good. Like, I mean, if they had to battle, I think Boot Camp got them though.
Hmm. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Cause you talking about Fat
I
Joe
mean,
at his
if he,
prime too.
okay, so who Fat Joe battling off from Boot Camp? Buckshot. I still got Buck over
Hell
there.
no. Buckshot would eat Fat Joe.
Showbiz and AG against Smif-N-Wessun. Who you got in that?
Oh, Tekken still.
I got them too.
All day.
Who got
Especially
Helter Skelter? Who they battling from the ITC?
Big L and Finesse.
Sean Price against Big L. I would love to hear that. That would have been a great battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rock and Finesse, they both got that deep kind of grimy voice
Right.
too. So that would even work. That would even it out
I think
too.
Finesse would have beaten Rock though. Rockness Monster is dope. I like Finesse's punchlines more. You like
I
Rockness more
don't.
than Finesse?
I like Rock a bit more, but you're right about Finesse's punchlines,
Yeah.
especially with both L and Finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker making A's punchlines and shit.
That would have been a handicap match. You have Sean Price against both of them.
Ooh. I'm just getting chills thinking about that. Ooh. Who asked that? Ronnie? Yeah, I'm not the biggest X Clan fan though.
Leaders of the new school, future without a past versus time. Which one is better? I
Time.
always love the first album more.
I'm a time person.
You like the second one?
Yes. Classic material.
That was
Ooh.
dope. That was dope.
Like that was where Buster found his
Yeah.
rah style.
Mhm.
That was where he rah his style. The
Dungeon
Diamond
Dragon.
D, the Diamond D remixed the classic material though.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
That was dope.
He almost got mad at the engineer for that shit.
What do you do?
The engineer pretty much made the hi hat
Uh,
way too loud and shit. And he
Right.
didn't like that shit. But that made the song. That made the fucking beat. I was like, what the fuck? But I understand where he's coming from too, cause shit. If only they didn't show their ass off on your MTV raps and shit.
Hmm.
But at the same
Rampage or
time,
Buster? Buster for me.
oh, Buster.
Buster's still ill.
Where is Rampage now?
I don't know. Like, he, I don't know what his situation is with Rampage.
Yeah, Antoine. The Diamond D killed that remix, man. Ooh,
Hyper Buster or Chilled Out Buster? Give me Hyper Buster.
hyper.
I'll take that.
Classic. Buster Rhymes was classic. Woof. Woof. I just get chills thinking about that beat, man. And that's why I don't like hip hop today, because it's always the same beat niggas use and shit. Like,
Right. Right.
I bring both.
Young TV raps, I definitely would bring that back.
I'm still trying to look for them episodes and shit, man.
Yeah.
I have a
Definitely would bring
feeling.
that back.
I have a feeling I'll find some episodes.
And there's a lot of artists now that could be on that show, and we bring back a lot of the old school artists.
Yeah, they can have like a tribute
Right.
to such and such.
Right.
Because it doesn't only be about the new shit too. And bring somebody who actually knows hip hop. Don't just bring some carbon copy or poser motherfucker. Don't bring Charlemagne or some shit.
Yes, Buster was on Wicked Act. That's on the Buju Banton Voice of Jamaica album. I actually have that album. Come on, that was 93 also, I think that came out. 92, 93.
Yeah.
That's a great album. We definitely need to talk some dancehall.
You right.
I would like to do that.
Mm-hmm. gangster Snoop or mainstream Snoop. Well, Ronnie, he was gangster in the mainstream too, like Doggy
Right,
Style.
right.
So I swear, some of the questions y'all ask me is hilarious.
What show would y'all bring back? Showtime at the Apollo or Soul Train?
Soul Train.
With what
They
host though?
show something about the Apollo then, yeah. Because besides Shamar Moore, I didn't like any of the. I didn't like the
Yeah,
Misto Clark. I didn't like Dorian Gregory. They should just had Shamar
right.
Moore, the host, the whole time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Voice of Jamaica was a dope album. That's one of my favorite Buju albums. If you bring back Soul Train, who's the host for Soul Train though?
Well, I remember when Don Cornelius first left, they used to have like different guest hosts, so maybe they
Right.
could do that.
I don't know.
Oh,
Q,
Q,
you
you're
back? I
back.
thought you went to sleep, yo. He
Damn,
woke
man.
up from his sleep to ask his more Tupac questions.
Shit, stop.
Oh man.
I mean, we're gonna stay on to like 10 more minutes and shit anyway. So,
Yeah, there's no hip hop remixes no more. That's what's missing.
oh, by the way, I finished that song EDE. I'm gonna send it to you tonight.
Okay.
Niggas are already saying it's some crazy ass shit.
It's
Oh,
finally
when
coming out. Who told you that?
oh yeah, I saw that on Machiavelli Media, but
On what label? What label is coming out? Is a movie records even around anymore?
is it gonna be the original material? That's the question.
Right, right. Cause I heard the original one, so
I got a question for
uh,
Trial. What's your favorite?
probably on endoscope. You mean endoscope?
What's your favorite Above the Law album?
I've never heard of none. To tell you the truth,
Oh my god.
never heard none.
Oh,
I know
oh
people say the was it Uncle Sam's Curse
yeah.
is like the favorite, is the classic one.
Oh, to me, I like Uncle Sam's Curse, but I'm more of a Black Mafia life person.
Okay.
But that album was I think people say it because it's the more out of print one. That's why I feel like people say it.
Hmm.
But I feel like the first three albums plus the Vocally Pimpin' EP
Yeah.
from '91, those are all you need. Everything after Uncle Sam's,
So start with that one.
yeah, like the Living Like Hustlers album. Start with that one.
Okay. Yes, the album he made was to squash the whole East Coast West Coast beef, and he had Boot Camp actually on that album. He had Greg Nice. Uh, he had a whole bunch of people from the East Coast on it. Those are old track. I heard that whole all those tracks like years ago though. That's I don't even believe that album's coming out.
Why am I yawning? I took like two naps ago. Damn, this brother is still up.
Scarface, the Untouchable versus Last of the Dying Breed.
The last of the dying breed.
Yeah, I like that one a little bit more. But I do enjoy a lot of the tracks on Untouchable. That was a dope album as well.
Shout out to Dame, by the way.
Yeah.
We definitely got to bring him back this month for sure.
Yes, he loves his down south hip hop.
Yeah, man. I was actually surprised he liked the Untouchable a bit more, to be real with
Right.
you, but I'm just glad we're talking about Scarface.
Right.
Because I know like a lot of fans, they say The Fix was his best album and shit.
Hmm.
Which I'm not going to argue with that, but to me, The Diary was just
Yeah.
But I hate when motherfuckers say the diary was just like the Illmatic. I'm like, come on, no, no. Sam, I'm more of a sex jokes person, to be real with you.
Fart jokes or sex jokes? I don't care either way. It don't do nothing for me. So
I know we gotta talk about some new albums soon,
like,
like the Tikal prequel.
above the law. That's what you're doing.
For me,
You gonna discuss above the law albums or no?
yeah, I'm gonna discuss about a lot pretty soon. They even with the R&B albums too.
Like,
Um, they still gotta do Janet Jackson Untouchable.
oh lord.
Hey, hey,
You just want to complete your completionist. I get it.
yeah, I mean,
Oh god.
because that way we can just get to Usher, Anita Baker.
Oh god. More Usher albums.
Yeah, here I told you I was going to.
Oh,
No,
here
because
I stand was decent. That was
because
good.
one of my longtime subscribers he requested that like years ago.
And you never did it. Well, no better time than the present. So
Yeah, trust me, I'm not gonna do them all at once and shit because I want to talk about Here I Stand and then Raymond versus Raymond, which the beginning at the end.
oh lord.
Then we got one more Metallica album. Your favorite group?
You don't like Here I Stand? Here I Stand was good. I thought it was decent.
It was underrated.
It was overrated?
Underrated.
Underrated?
Yes, very underrated. It's the Kingdom Come of R&B music. It's the Kingdom Come. People treat it like this the Kingdom Come of contemporary R&B and shit.
Kingdom Come is not underrated though.
No, no. Let me explain. Let me explain because when people hyped up Kingdom Come,
Mm-hmm.
when it came out, it was like a thud. That's what I
Right.
meant to say.
Right. There's some joints I like on Kingdom Come. I don't think it was the great comeback album it should have been.
That actual album actually grew on me in recent years. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread,
No, it's not.
but it's decent.
I can listen to that over Magna Carta and Blueprint 3 though.
Oh yes.
And Blueprint 2.
Mm. That I'll come back to you on that part.
The worst song to me on Kingdom Come is that Hollywood song. I
Hollywood,
don't like that song. I
Hollywood.
don't like the way you sing it. It's bad. You know. Other
Tonight.
than that, I can bump Beach Chair and Lost One. 30 something. Those are bangers. But that Hollywood song should have never been on that album.
But American Gangster though, oh my god.
American Gangster was great.
Jay-Z's best album post Blueprint.
Worst Usher album to me is Hard to Love. Trash. Common, One Day It All Makes Sense versus like Water for Chocolate. Shit, I love both of those albums.
One day.
I don't know, man. I think Dilla was on his bag on like Water for Chocolate. But one day it's like they don't give that album no type of respect. It's always like Water for Chocolate or B. And One Day to me is just as great as those albums. You know, you had Doug Infinite and No ID doing the production. I think that's a great album.
Exactly. That was like his most hungriest album. And shit.
Right, Hungry. He got that track. Hungry was fire.
I feel like he kind of got that spark after he battled
Right.
Ice Cube and shit. in my
After
opinion.
Resurrection, really Resurrection took like made people notice, and then he just took off after that.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I can take on Ice Cube, I can take on anybody and shit.
Right. Underrated TLC song.
My Little
Um,
Secret.
Underrated TLC song. I would say Kick Your Game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, Sam, you said B is overrated. What? Whoa, whoa.
uh,
Resurrection's overrated.
what?
Yeah, I said it.
How is that overrated?
I wouldn't be real.
He was just getting noticed with Resurrection.
Yeah, he was, but at the same time, I like the album. But sometimes people make it seem like it's his best album, and I'm looking at myself like it's good, but his best
This
album,
man has more than one classic album.
yeah,
They need to salute Common like he's just some one album wonder.
exactly. Like I used to,
Resurrection, B, like What If for Chocolate, One Day It All Makes Sense. Those to me are his classics.
yeah, I love Resurrection and shit, but sometimes people be
I don't think B is overrated at all.
me neither. I even love Electric Circus.
That was dope. That was a dope album. I like Finding Forever. That's another one that people don't mention.
That was like
Yeah,
his last really good one before
yeah.
his
That's
death.
the last one I enjoyed from him.
Yeah, before he started being iffy and shit.
Right. Nah, I don't like Nobody Smiling.
That
I
was
don't think it
alright.
was him. I think he was trying to do like what was trendy in music at the time. You know,
Common
I didn't
sense.
like the production for that really.
I like the Dream of the Believer album.
I like some songs off of that. The feature with Nas was dope. The Drake diss, I like that one.
Looks so sweet.
Um, the song you did with Marsha Ambrosius, I forgot the name of that joint. Yeah, that joint has some joints on it.
I mean, it's a few more people and shit. Which Kanye West song is underrated in my opinion?
Underrated Kanye song.
Love Lockdown.
Shit, that's a good one.
Love Lockdown.
That was great. Um, the three words joint, 2 words joint. The joint with Freeway and Most Def, 2 words. It was called
Yeah.
2 words. That joint, I like that joint.
Yeah, that was a dope album.
Yeah,
Fuji Rap Breakdown with Sunday.
huh?
Fuji Rap Breakdown with Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah. Coogee Rap Breakdown. That's right. I'm gonna be listening to like all the Coogee Rap albums on the weekend.
Yeah,
Like
man.
the solos, not this not. I know the DJ Polo stuff. The solo stuff, like I haven't really been listening to all his stuff. So
Which Teddy Pendergrass song is underrated in my opinion? Um, I Can't Live Without Your Love.
that was a great one.
Yeah. Yeah, we did Roots of Evil like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was last week.
Last week,
Yeah,
yeah.
Roots of Evil was last week.
But all right, I'm about to end this off for the night because StreamYard is about to be bitching on me. But yeah, this was definitely a very fun review we've done and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
This Black Moon Enter the Stage, very iconic hip hop album, must have in your collection. Um, Also just to let everybody know, um, we got the Scholarly Breakdown Sunday with Coogee rap and shit. Yes, Sam, have a very safe trip
Yeah.
to
Be
Iceland.
safe.
Be safe out there. Let me know via Facebook if you made it and shit.
Huh?
You said what?
Oh, you talking to Sam or me?
Sam,
Oh.
I told him let him know via Facebook
Oh yeah, true.
and shit. Other than that, thank you, try as usual.
All right.
Make sure y'all like and make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. I will see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.